You want a Reese's egg?
No.
Oh, I'm getting one.
No sugar.
I mean, you do. You just don't want to admit it.
No, I do want one, but I'm not going to have one.
There you go.
No, I don't.
You just said you want one.
I wanting one and having one are not the same. Now you're going to have two. I told my like Reese's and picked up a whole bunch. No. Actually, they were in the sun. They're a little soft. Hello, Shadow King. I've actually got a bunch of new music. Probably 12 new ones. I've been going through my watch later and finally catching up on some that I've been backlogging. Because working at home, I need something. So actually got a whole bunch of new ones. I actually thought I lost some new ones, but I was wrong. It was because for some reason my playlist became ordered by custom and not by. That's gonna be a weird mix. Peanut butter and is that pineapple? Mm-hmm. Yeah, pineapple cider.
Did I steal one of the coasters? Or what?
No, it's upstairs.
Where's it upstairs?
Because I work upstairs, and so I bring it. Like I had it for my coffee mug. So the quickest one to grab was the one right here on the table.
Works.
It's the reason I have like 15 cup holders or toasters. No, I did not see it. I am curious because PS5 is has not changed their design for. Oh wow.
I mean, it's still the same layout. It just they made it look a little
Yeah, but now it looks like an Xbox controller.
A little bit. The buttons are all still in the same place. That really hasn't changed at all since the PS2, and really that wasn't a huge change from the PS1. They kind of figured out a control design.
that works.
Stuff with it. Looks like a PlayStation.
The thing is, I think that's going to be more ergonomic. The one thing that I didn't like with the other the PlayStation controllers is I always felt that those controllers were not built for hands. Like there was nothing really comfortable about them. To me, the Xbox controller was more comfortable. The Switch controller, to me, is probably one of the more comfortable controllers I've used. That's a two-handed controller. The Joy-Cons are still my favorite. They're not as comfortable per hand, but the fact you can go wherever with them, I can be super lazy and like one hand over my head and one like side. I love that. This looks more ergonomic to me, which is, I think, a good thing. Did they have a picture of the...
Did you ever go back and play with Nintendo controllers, like the original Nintendo controllers?
It was just a box. Those things weren't ergonomic at all. That looks great.
They seemed like big, but now they're like super tiny controllers. When I was little, they seemed fine, but my hands got bigger, I guess.
When you're younger, you're more dexterous. And I think you can make stuff work, but as you get older, you start going, oh, the arthritis.
Well, it's a super tiny controller, and it was made for children, essentially. I think that's what the original Nintendo is. Like, only tiny children play these consoles. Which is kind of true at the time.
Well, but now those same kids are still the market. So.
Yeah, so that's why the controllers are bigger now.
But that's why now they got it, like, all young kids are just using phones and stuff. Mm-hmm. Stupid.
You have a phone.
Yeah, but this is my main gaming rig. Machine.
I mean, most of the people I see playing on phones are like people who play Bejeweled and stuff. Or Pokemon Go.
There's a lot of games on phone now. Like, not just like puzzle games, but like super high-end super high-end, but like for what phones are, they're pretty complicated little 3D games. You can get Fortnite on phone.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. Games like that should not be played on phone.
But if everybody's using it the same, it's fine. But some people were hooking up mouse and keyboard to the phone and then just destroying people. I think that's funny. It's fine. It's Fortnite. So I just wanted to finish this one up. I still had to do the Rathalos portions.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Oh, the lips.
Holy Jesus.
Saving the best part for last.
Hold.
No, I have to do
Bite
them
me,
here too.
Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, lip sync. Or, I don't know what else you're planning on doing with him there.
No, I did lip syncing.
Oh yeah, is that all you need to do? Or...
Well, he needs to have motion.
He's moving.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
I mean, if that's the case, then we'll just go and grab. Where's? Why did he put him with a camera? Okay. Just go and grab Rathlos.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
They're done.
Awesome. Let's work on the pony video.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
No.
We'll need to put socks on all of them.
On him?
Yes, you know, that would entertain me, so. Put socks on Rathlos. He's kind of already wearing them.
Oops.
His feet are kind of stripy.
Checking to see if it's how they do this. Normally it's a seam that goes along like the top. Usually I think it's on the back.
Measuring them up for socks.
But no, it's how the texture is laid out because it's more than likely wrapped like a line across the back of it and then like splayed out. So if the texture was flat all the way around, it wouldn't really be that difficult. It would just look horrible. Though you could keep the bump maps on it and then it would look like skin tight socks.
Yes. Hot.
But no, he's not gonna wear socks.
For the best.
For one, he is surprised.
He's talking to a chicken. So. Some of those crickets waking up. Hearing crickets and birds.
There was a frog out there that I heard before. There's some squirrels. There's a woodpecker that's been out there.
I hear that woodpecker. It wakes me up sometimes.
Yeah, he's up that side.
Yeah, I hear him all every morning.
Yeah, just silence then.
Freaking woodpecker.
Hey, he's a woodworker.
He is. He's got his talents.
He's just gotta start working to make some PPE for medical people now.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're referring to.
Personal protective equipment.
Oh, why is the woodpecker doing that?
Because they're a woodworker. He's a maker.
I see.
You've never heard PPE before? You work in it's an engineer type thing.
Yeah.
You never heard PPE?
Personal protective equipment?
Yeah.
No, I just call it that thing I have to wear to keep my eyes in my face.
This seems a lot longer than PPE is like the standard.
To be honest, I never wear goggles.
At work, they say, or now, if I go into the office, I'm required to wear a mask, or I'm supposed to wear a mask, unless it interferes with other PPE equipment, in which I am not to. They sent out an email, they sent out a phone call, and I had to, I hung up because it sounded like an automated thing and I didn't care, and it immediately called back, and it's like, no, you have to respond to this. And at the end of the message, I have to hit 1 to confirm I received the message. So.
My other job was, at one point, they tried to get us all to wear goggles, but they were so horrible. I couldn't stand them.
Yeah, but you're supposed to.
They were annoying and hot.
You know what that happens though is you get injured, and then because you didn't do anything to that, they don't cover it.
There was one guy who took some solder to the eye one time, and he was wearing glasses.
Glasses aren't PPE.
Yeah, I know, but you would think.
At a lot of the medical places I went to, you would get goggles, but if you had glasses, they had other goggles that would go on over your glasses. There are people at my current job that have glasses that are PPE glasses, so they wear them all the time, and they're kind of like yours. They're a little bit yellowed. But they go all the way around the sides, and they're prescription safety goggles. Because they use them enough, they said, screw it. But if it was your normal glasses.
Now, I do wear the lab coat to protect my clothing from all the police.
But that's not protecting you from
Protect
anything.
my clothes.
It's keeping you clean, but it's not protecting you.
Protecting my
You have some protective equipment.
Yeah.
Anti-static stuff? Well, that's...
That's
Yes and no.
equipment, not me.
Well, it depends on what you're playing with, but...
I've stuck my finger in an electric socket before. I'm prepared.
Unprepared?
No, I am prepared for what it feels like. It hurts.
Oh no, well, when you said I stuck my finger in there unprepared, I'm like, wait, there is a prepared time where you're like, do you like psych yourself?
I'm just
first?
aware of what it feels like. And yes, it hurts, but it didn't kill me the 2 times it happened.
I'm thinking you're just like jumping, like, okay, alright, let's sharpen this fork.
There's a guy on YouTube, his entire YouTube channel is just electrocuting himself because he's a dumbass.
Hey, don't worry. Everybody needs a job.
I think I saw some guy whose entire YouTube channel was just him body slamming solid objects and hurting himself. I feel like they should take those channels down. Like, there's a certain level of... You shouldn't encourage that kind of behavior. Talking to that one guy from YouTube who was clearly serious.
But it's cool and funny and he makes money.
He does. But he's also risking horrible bodily injury. I'm just gonna create a YouTube channel of me just whacking myself in the head with various hammers.
I can help.
Right? We'll make so much money. That's essentially what those channels are.
And to clarify, I would help us hit you with the hammer.
Oh, okay. You no hammers to the head yourself, huh?
Yep.
One-way road.
It would just call the channel Michael Gets a Concussion.
Oh no.
Bye.
Okay, so for this, I want to have the look of the B and the T first, or the A, I'll put in the middle. It's way easier to do the opening separate. Just gotta move back a little bit more. And we'll do...
Bye.
Oh, I need the... No. Because I need less teeth. Okay, and then we're going to shift the jaw forward. Okay, and in the middle here, we're going to turn the jaw down and pull it up. Here, I'm going to smooth that. Rid of some of that jitter start. Nice thing is, M for me looks like a B. So we're going to cheat.
Bite me. Bye. me. Me.
I want to do like a front so I want to do the front teeth out, do a little bit of pucker, pull the jaw forward. Yeah, I'll do a little bit in the back.
Are you adjusting the other side simultaneously?
Hmm?
When you adjust that side, or are you adjusting the other side simultaneously?
Oh, that going up?
Mm-hmm.
When I grab the bones, it's left two and right two. Okay. So it's just about grabbing those two.
Make sure you grab both of them.
Yeah. Normally they're like here. So when I go to look at the bones, I know that this is the outer eye part. So I just know to grab these two. So whenever I go to grab them, I always grab both. And they're not exactly identical. When I had to do the bones, I did the mirroring the best I could, but some of the bones didn't want to mirror and select its equivalent on the other side. Blender is pretty cool about if you set it up for mirroring. If you select in a vertice, it will check to see if there's an equivalent across the rotation axis, and if there is in one exactly that location, it will also select it with the mirror on. So you can select like all the stuff in this eye, and it will select all the equivalent in the other eye. Well, sometimes it doesn't want to select that, or let's say you need to bring them in, and I'm not 100% certain how Blender works, and I'm guessing a lot of the time.
It seems to be working out. Seems to be working out.
It means that like this eye, when I'm playing with it, sometimes will look a little different than the other one, or if they're closed, one might not be fully closed. But normally, the nice thing is, there's only from this angle, or from right here. So right here is the only time I can see both eyes. Otherwise, if I'm working on like this angle, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
As long as it looks fine.
Yeah, I've seen the anime lots of ponies where the other side of the face is essentially just not animated.
Normally with the ponies, they're connected though.
Yeah.
It's with the face though. Like if I say blink, it's gonna grab both eyes and always blink them. You can. That's what this slider is here.
It's the pupils and stuff that move separately, isn't it?
For him, they do, but in the ponies, they don't. They're connected. For him, the ponies utilize a ball with a texture on it, and you are like a texture of the pupil, and you're just positioning that pupil in different spots. This is an actual like marble that I rotate, so it's not. They work completely differently. And the nice thing with the pony things is that it tries to approximate where you are looking. So if you're locked to that wherever the eye is, it'll move with you. But he doesn't have that. I could do it. I could set it up like that because his eyes are a circle. I just set up where the entire eye is blue, and then I set up a texture on top of that is of this yellow thing, and then I could have it rotate on top of the eyeball, and then it would work. Problem is I would lose some of these other definition of stuff over here. It's not that difficult. It's just more of an annoyance. But since you can select both of them, and you just select both of them, then do rotation local, and then you can kind of make it work that way. But then it's also nice because you can
move them individually. You derp. From loose one's hug. Hi.
Hello. I am Dragon.
Guy.
Hey.
So
You see?
He had a stroke. Crappy on the inside. It'd just be horrible. The monster hunters all rush into Rathless and you just get him and you just realize he's special needs.
Bite
Like,
me.
guys, I don't
Bite
feel right about
me.
this. It's just all the monster hunters. Like, yeah, maybe we should just go.
No, they'd be like, it's weak. Easy dinner.
No! They would. They're jerks.
Our stomachs are hungry.
Everyone monster hunter is a jerk. Except for the monsters. They just want to be left alone.
Even felines?
Well, I mean,
They kind of go along with it.
yeah, they're just kind of like yeah, sure, whatever. Let's go kill them. Let's go steal their eggs and murder their spouses, and then eat them. One of those dragons should feed that entire village for like half a year, and yet kill like 3 of them a day.
Bite me. Bite me.
So, Colonel. Colonel's a hard one.
Gotta get that N sound.
No, it's Colonel. How much your mouth actually moves.
Cur. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, it's not. That's the problem. So I might have to add some
And it's a
motion
lot
to
of
it.
lip, and he doesn't have lips. Not really.
No, because, yeah, cur.
You got the pucker almost, and he can't pucker. The front is just a beak.
Okay, so this is going to be an interesting one. So we're going
It's
to...
kind of like an O sound.
I'm going to put his jaw... So and I have to, and I can that makes the look, but it's a weird move for his jaw. So I need to just move forward.
I wonder if all that nature's picking up on the microphone.
I used to have a window open all the time on stream.
Yeah, but I remember watching it too. The only thing we ever heard was airplanes.
Yeah, they liked airplane.
It was a special.
Colonel.
Colonel.
No, I'm good.
Colonel. Bite me, Colonel. Bite me, Colonel.
Basically with him is a lot of the sounds all work the same. It's a lot of just the same look over and over again. Be mouth out. Yeah, I'll do that. So he needs to have his mouth open a bit more here. Drop it down a little. And do the front down. His mouth closed a bit more.
Sander. Colonel Sanders. Bite me, Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders. Oh, Sanders. Sanders.
Oh, I just imagine Rathless singing "Take on Me." I thought that was.
No. Maybe if I run out of content.
Sanders.
That'd be a bad idea in any situation. Let's be honest.
Right.
What? Rathless singing "Take on Me"?
Sanders.
I'll have him sing Sandstorm.
I don't even remember how that song goes.
It has no lyrics.
Well, that would be why.
Skate Root Sandstorm. Oh
yeah, yeah.
Well, that was like.
I never followed the news. I'll pull up like peanut butter jelly time and I'll be like, hey everybody, isn't this a great meme? And they'll be like, how old are you? Meme with the best of them in 1995.
Sanders. Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders.
So they got the new PS5 now.
Well, it's been announced a long time ago. They're just finally showing stuff.
They have any flagship titles. I mean, that's what's
I didn't even know what the controllers. Why are you asking me?
I know, because you know more than me.
Yeah,
The PS5 was coming out.
I just when I said that they showed the controller, I'm like, hey, that's neat. And now you're like, do you know the titles? I didn't even know what the damn controller looked like until 5 seconds ago. Use the damn internet.
I didn't know that there was a PS5 until this whole controller thing. I figured it had to be coming.
Sanders.
With some newer game coming out for PC. No way to get it on the PS4. Okay, I can't see how it's coming from the PS4 efficiently.
Sanders. Colonel Sanders.
They would
Colonel
really have to
Sanders.
slow it down.
Sanders. Colonel Sanders. Bite me, Colonel Sanders. Bite me.
Remember this whole that was kind of it was an advertisement for PS3 when it was coming out. It was basically an advertisement for the PS3. They advertised it as the PlayStation 9, and it was essentially
Colonel
a full
Sanders.
immersive VR experience in which you were
Bite me,
actually
Colonel Sanders.
the game, that kind of thing.
Bite me, Colonel.
So the PS9 does
That was sick, man.
Bite.
Well, how old is the PS4?
I have no idea. I haven't owned the console since the PlayStation 2. So,
Because okay, PS3 release date. Okay, the PS3 was released in 2006. PS4 was 2013. So that was a 7-year lifespan. What year is it?
it's been 7 years. So it's gonna be a while before the 9, right?
PS2, I think, was in high school, so 2001 or 2? 2000. So that was about a 7-year lifespan, too.
That's the last console I have. So.
When was the
That
PS1 out? 1994, so that was also about the same, so 6 or 7 years. So yeah, it's that time.
7-year lifespan.
Well, but it used to be that the console came out, and then they spent the entire time with that one console. Well, then this time, like partway through, they're like, now we got a PS Pro.
Well, yeah, and then they have like expansions to some of the consoles and stuff. They're not really the same console by the end of its run. Hello.
I heard that they're hello. I heard that they're going to do a lot of backwards compatibility for back to 4 on the 5, and then people are concerned about it because they're like, "Are you just invalidating a PS4?"
Well, kind of. I mean, that is the intent.
But a lot of the times they would keep them. They'd have it like some backwards compatibility, but some not.
I don't know why they can't have backwards compatibility that every single console they've made. I mean, how hard would it be to make it backwards compatibility all the way back to PlayStation 1? It's all the same disk drives. I'm pretty sure the Blu-ray drives they're using now can read a CD-ROM.
Because you have to put it. A lot of the systems are. It's like the same thing. Like if you gave your phone a
emulators on my phone.
no, if you gave your phone a WMA file to read for a video,
Yeah.
would it play it as efficiently as another video file?
What do you mean? Like I could play it.
Yeah, but but it's not going to play nearly as well. One of the reasons that most phones run as well as they do is because they don't process video by software. It is hardware ingrained in there. Because if you do processing by hardware, it's quicker than software. It's not interpreting data. It literally has a chip in there with the express purpose of processing what is the MP4 codec that's most often used? I can't remember.
MP4?
No, MP4 is the name of it, but then there's a codec for it. It's like how it's processed, but it's like it's the main one that everybody agreed on, and because of that, it makes it so that everybody can run videos much more efficiently. But if you hand it anything else, it's not going to be able to run it as efficiently. So a lot of those systems can run things well because they have certain aspects of it that are probably built into hardware.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can put an emulator on there, but now you're taking up. You have to put another chip in there to process that.
Put another chip in there. You could run it all on the software side.
But the software isn't built for that purpose. It's built to do something else.
Yeah.
It's not a PC in that aspect.
I mean, they are pretty much PCs at this point.
Yeah, but then you have to put all of that in there. You have to pay a team to build an emulator to put it on there. And then when a game doesn't work because the emulator doesn't work for it, now you have to support that. And you have to answer everybody's calls. You have to answer everybody's emails. You have to be a support for a library of tens of thousands of games.
Get on it, Sony.
Who's paying for that?
Get on it, Sony.
It's easier for them to just say no. Okay, that's gonna bug me.
Essentially what you're saying is it could be done, but it could also be a headache for them. I mean, yeah, that was where MP4 is good. It is a format.
MP4 is the format, but H.264, that's what it is. It's the codec used. It's an MP4 file is a standard that if you hand something an MP4 file, it's going to know what to do with it, but how it compresses that information is different. Like, for instance, for Anthology, you had to submit all the video files as an AVI file, but you had to use a specific codec. So I had to, like Lorentz or something, it was a specific codec that they put everything by, so then it was absolutely the same across the board. So, no, codecs are important. That's one of the reasons that I can convert a SFM file directly to an MP4 through a render, but the codec they use is horrible. So it might make an efficient file size, but it's also making a very poor video. So I don't like it. But yeah,
That's why you should always save your pictures in PNG and not JPEG.
But no, JPEG is awesome.
JPEG's compressed.
Yeah, but JPEGs are also tiny.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. It's very compressed.
Yeah,
but it's not as good as image quality as PNG.
I know, but sometimes you don't need image quality. You just need, like, in terms of the internet.
Well, if you're gonna have like a save file for that photo and it's the only file you have, like, save it to your computer as PNG. You can upload it to the internet as JPEG if you need to save space.
Well, no, if you're going to save it as any file, then lossless PNG is still a compressed file.
Yeah, but it's not nearly as compressed.
It's a more efficient file, but it is still a compressed file. You still are losing data. It's not lossless.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, but JPEG is, to me, the quality for the size of the file, JPEG is amazing.
No, yeah, that's why it pretty much exists.
But to me, the JPEG and PNG are just opposite sides of the same coin. One has a lower image quality, but a much smaller file size. PNG is much larger, but has a much much higher quality. But the trade-off is that it's way smaller, both, than lossless. So, and if something is built to process by hardware, so PNGs and GIFs and stuff, then it's just going to be much more efficient. That's what standards are good for.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders. Colonel.
I got this one done.
Colonel.
Got this lip sync.
Colonel.
Kinda. I need to. I think I need to space this out a little bit.
We'll just have to rely on PCs.
Colonel Sanders.
For what?
Play old video games, old PS1 and PS2 titles.
A lot of those you can buy on the PS Market now.
Really? I guess that's the other reason they don't bother.
That was one of the things that what was the old, one of the old PlayStations? Oh, no, it was on one of the old Wii's. You could buy Super Mario RPG.
I should go back and play that game again.
I'm waiting for it to come to Switch. I'm guessing one day it will.
I mean, I think I've beat it at least half a dozen
Colonel
times,
Sanders.
and I still want to play it again, but that just speaks to how good that game was.
So it was, to me, for as stupid as it sounds for a Mario game, one of the best RPGs ever made.
It was.
And it's not even arguably, like most people would be like, yeah.
I always like the original story behind it. Just the
Colonel Sanders.
way, the thing you can't do. They
Colonel
did something
Sanders.
with Mario RPG that they cannot do on disc games. And that was
Bite me,
essentially
Colonel
add
Sanders.
hardware into the game, the cartridge itself, to improve the run quality. Because the maximum amount of RAM, I think, for the Super Nintendo was like 16 megabytes. It was a 16-bit system. I think it had 16 megabytes of RAM, which is nothing compared to what there's in computers today. We're talking gigabytes now. But essentially, the game could not run on 16 megabytes of RAM, so they simply installed more RAM into the cartridge itself to double the RAM to 32.
They still do that nowadays on Bluetooth, or on the Blu-ray.
How do they do that on Blu-ray? That's not possible.
I don't even know why you believe me for a second on that.
I didn't believe you. I'm thinking that's not possible.
No, they on the top of the disc they have a little chip.
They're just screwing with you.
Colonel Sanders.
But that was the cool thing about cartridges.
Colonel
Is you could actually get away with stuff like that. They did that for Mario RPG. Is they actually put RAM inside the cartridge itself.
Colonel.
Which kind of make the production of the cartridges
Bite me,
that
Colonel Sanders.
That was the only way to make the game run.
But yeah, but cartridges themselves were much more expensive. That's why discs are done.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't send demos in PlayStation Magazine to people for super cheap. A CD is like 10 cents or less, while a cartridge was, I think it was like $6 to $10 each. That's much more expensive. Hell, when you get a Switch game now, all they're doing is giving you an SD card with the game on it. So,
I'm trying to remember what
Colonel
was the
Sanders.
last console.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
I don't think it was the N64, was it?
they use cartridge.
Yeah. The N64 did. And I'm trying to think. I think there
DS?
was one after. It's a handheld though.
But it was a cartridge.
Yeah. Okay.
But it could. I mean, you could still call what those are a cartridge.
Which ones?
Like even the Switch, because what is the difference between a cartridge and an
it's
SSD?
Oh, they do use SSDs, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a cartridge then.
Yeah. It's a cartridge.
When
I think cartridge, I think of something that I can like hold in my hand like a book.
Well, that's because the old ones now they make them super
But
small.
all that was just a memory chip hooked up to whatever needed to get to the system anyway.
Have you ever popped one of those old cartridges?
Yeah, no, yeah. The cartridge normally has hardware in it of some sort, and that allowed flexibility for people. Yeah. But essentially, it was just a memory storage unit.
Like if they had tried to, if for whatever reason the Super Nintendo used a disc instead of a cartridge, there's no way
Colonel Sanders.
Super Mario RPG would run
Colonel
on the
Sanders.
N64. It just would not have worked.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
I think that works for him.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Because they were more flexible in the hardware they could
Bite
add,
me, Colonel Sanders.
Far more expensive. Wasn't worth the cost. Nintendo did try to stick it out with the Nintendo 64 though. PlayStation and GameCube were switching to discs.
The thing is that Xbox and PlayStation always were trying to they were trying to chase one direction, and Nintendo kept taking left turns the whole way. Like they never even said we're going to compete in that market. And they did their own thing, and it's almost always worked out. I mean, the Wii was immensely successful with trying to bring video games to the couch for families, and then
The Wii U wasn't, though.
the Wii U was a middle ground to the Switch.
Yeah.
It was them trying to be the Switch, but not.
I feel like the Switch wouldn't be doing that well if it wasn't for Smash. I think...
No,
like,
Switch is it's not Smash. It's
No, it's
Legend of
Smash.
Zelda.
mm.
No, that it is one of the if you go to I think it's the highest rated games of all time, it's on the top 10.
That is the thing about Nintendo. It's their titles they make that carry their consoles.
But that was the reason that video games didn't exist nowadays, is because Nintendo basically created a standard early on in the video game industry. If it wasn't for them putting their little gold symbol on things, when the video game industry was just pumping out crap and started saying this is a verified good title, the video games probably wouldn't exist like they do now. So Nintendo's just maintained that all the way throughout.
I'll give Nintendo that, yeah. Nintendo brought the video game industry back from the brink. Because after Atari kind of fell apart, there wasn't really a video game. Video games kind of fell out of favor.
Ocarina of Time is actually number one.
Yeah, Ocarina of Time.
Which is not a surprise. But I mean, just to look on here in terms of Nintendo,
they got quite a few. I mean, I see a lot of
Breath of the Wild are on here, but Super Mario Galaxy, those two are on there. But Breath of the Wild is in, for how recent it was, it's actually in the top, whatever.
What are these, the best-selling games of all time?
Best rated. So these are considered all-time, all-platform.
I don't see Super Mario RPG on there.
Well, because a lot of these are going to probably be... I don't even know if...
I've never played any of the Grand Theft Auto games.
These... It probably isn't on here because Metacritic probably didn't exist at the time that game came out.
Yeah, it's probably true.
But
Perfect Dark is on there. I've heard that game was just okay.
But at the time,
it was probably.
It's about being innovative. If you go back and play GoldenEye now, you can be like, "Wow, this is just a simple shooter." But at the time, it was inventive. It was brand new.
It was the multiplayer that was brand new.
It was amazing. Yeah. So, and Perfect Dark was essentially a follow-up to GoldenEye, same engine and everything. So, but no. The Switch is, to me, in terms of the titles that are the must-buy for it, is Legend of Zelda. Switch, or all Smash Brothers
is... You don't have Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, it was the first game I bought.
Oh, I've never seen you play it.
Because I played it already. Oh, I've never beat it yet, but it's a long game. No, it's Smash Brothers to me was just like any other Smash. Most people still say the previous one is the better.
Speaking of Super Mario RPG, people keep asking for that hero character to be added to Smash more than any character. That and Waluigi. Waluigi and
He'll never be added.
Waluigi? Well, he's already...
maybe in the next game, but he's an assist trophy.
Yeah, he's an assist
So
trophy.
because of that, they can't really add him to be in there twice. He's in there.
Yes, he's an assist trophy too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's actually a boss.
Okay.
They have a whole boss fight.
Against Rapos.
Mm-hmm. There's probably 6 or 8 different bosses. They have Castlevania against Dracula, Metroid against whatever their boss is, Rathalos for the Monster Hunter side. What is wrong with Oddjob?
Yeah, the guy with the hat that he throws and it's like a razor blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was also bullshit because he was super short. No, I played GoldenEye it was probably one game I put more hours into most than any other game. We used to play 4-player co-op back when you'd screen watch the hell out of people. And it would beating the game on 007 and trying to unlock all the special stuff. I mean, I spent so much time in that game. It was what got me into first-person shooters for the most part. Actually, it was GoldenEye that got me to start playing Halo, really.
I didn't know to N64 until I found out at a yard sale, like years later. And by that point, I didn't care about it because I had my PlayStation 2. I didn't play a lot of the N64 games. I never beat Mario 64. I played it a lot, but I never beat it.
I think I did.
I'd always get like through the first few levels, get bored, and then go do something else. Go play on the PC. I was already an avid PC gamer by then.
I didn't start PC until 2006. No. 2008. It's probably 2008, 2009. No. Yeah, it was about 2008.
I played a lot of Diablo and StarCraft and stuff. Some of those early Blizzard games, Warcraft 3, and middle school, high school. I was pretty hooked pretty early on PC gaming. And before that, it was Sierra titles.
I never got into it because I didn't build my own. I had somebody build me a computer when I was younger, but now I look back, I could have easily done it myself. I should have, but it was my thing. But now I was a console gamer up until 2008.
I mean, I had a PS2. I think I played the Armored Core games on it quite a bit.
Armored Core was amazing.
Final Fantasy and Armored Core were the games I played. And they were both, Final Fantasy was Squaresoft, and then Armored Core was Software. They were just called Software.
I don't think it was... Yeah, I can't remember. No, it was Software.
Yeah, the original Armored Core, I think it was just made by a company called Software.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's Square Enix that owns it now, though.
Yeah, they might now. That's what happened.
But Armored Core kind of got... No, I don't think they own it. I'm thinking Front Mission.
Front Mission 4 I played.
Front Mission 4 was the best Front Mission, and then they destroyed the series after that.
Did they? Yeah,
Did you ever see the new one?
No, I never played it.
It's a third person shooter.
The whole thing was turn based.
I know.
What the fun part about it?
No, I think it's even on here.
Front Mission 4?
No, I have Front Mission 4 over there.
Yeah, I've seen it, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good game.
Front Mission Evolved.
It's not turn-based anymore?
Yeah, see?
It's just Armored Core now. I mean, don't get me wrong,
But I
Armored
think
Core
it's
is great,
rated
but that's not what
mixed.
Fish... Yeah. Like, Armored Core is great, but that's not what Front Mission is. Front Mission's turn-based. If you want to play, like, that kind of game, that's the original Armored Core.
Do they have any other? No, they don't have the other ones on here. No, the Front Mission series was one of the best ones. I loved turn-based XCOM type games.
Mm-hmm. You know, I like Front Mission 4 method better than I did either of the XCOMs. So there's a whole lot more versatility in the builds and strategies. Front Mission 4 is just a good game.
That's why the only the only console games I still own other than PS4, I only kept them because of nostalgia. I sold
PS1 games up in my room. I still have an original copy of Final Fantasy VIII up in my room.
I have 2 copies of Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy VIII and 9. I kept all those. But no, I have 2 copies of Final Fantasy VII and I don't know why. I have
nostalgia.
I think I still have a black label copy of Xenogears that is actually worth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Back in 15 years ago, it was worth $120 something bucks for black label. Then Xenosaga came out and they started reprinting Xenogears as the green label, the greatest hits, and so they dropped the price of everything, but black label is still worth a lot because it's the original release. But Xenogears was... Oh, and there's another one over there. It's who's the guy that made Persona?
I've never played a Persona game.
I never have either, but he made a different game, Digital Devil Saga, and that one had 2 games that came out that were super underrated, and I have one of the game 1 of it. Altus. But
Yeah, I'd say Armored Core, Final Fantasy were the two big ones for me in console. PlayStation 2 era, PlayStation 1. The PlayStation 1 Armored Cores were better than the PlayStation 2 Armored Cores. Armored Core Masters of the Arena, and Armored Core Project Phantasma. So remember those three titles. Armored Core 2 Armored Cores were still Armored Cores, but they just felt like they were lacking something. I don't know.
I played some Armored Cores, but I can't remember enough of it to say anything about.
I mean, I was super hyped when one of the Armored Cores on PlayStation 2 went to online. Or it was either PlayStation 2 or maybe I played on my brother's PS4. Because they still make the core games. It was one of the Armored Cores and I played it online. And I quickly discovered that all of my hopes for Armored Core of people just fighting their mechs against each other online were immediately shattered. Because everybody had one build that everyone used and was super overpowered. And I realized the game was just horribly unbalanced and broken.
There's actually a game that's came out recently. Daemon X Machina, which is essentially Armored.
It looks like Armored Core.
So it's Armored Core.
Yeah.
And they had it for free for a little while as the demo, like 6 months before it came out, and then they got rid of it. But now it actually is out. I think that it's expensive for what it is, but it definitely felt Armored Core.
It doesn't look. It looks like almost a PS2 game as far as the graphics are concerned. So to be charging $50 for it's a bit much.
But the combat feels really good, and there's I'm not.
Is that real? Are they bringing Master Chief to Smash?
I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see if I can find images. They had something that was really cool with the mechanics in this one. I'm not gonna find a picture of it, I think, but where like the thing would go up there and he would like one of the enemies.
Wait,
he would.
Demon X Machina adds Geralt of Rivia. Is that?
I don't know. But there was a thing where like the thing would grab a piece of the monster, rip it off, and hold it, and then beat him with it. Like so, pretty cool. It was really really cool. But to me, it's not worth that price.
Yeah, it's
but
a bit much for me to relive some Armored Core nostalgia.
I might still have the demo of it. I don't remember if I uninstalled it or not.
I remember when the first time I ever played an Armored Core game was on one of those demo discs we were talking about, and for the PlayStation. And this is what got me into Armored Core initially. Because that was like a free game. Like they would have these PlayStation magazines, and I don't know if they do stuff like this anymore. Probably not. You get the magazine, and there'd be a demo disc for PlayStation 1 games inside the magazine, and you would just play the heck out of them. I must have replayed the first stage to Parappa the Rappa at least 30 plus times. Just keep playing mind. That's me. You're doing fine. That crap burned itself into my brain because of that demo disc.
Yeah, I remember Parappa the Rapper. That was that and Guitar Hero and.
Oh yeah, I had the very first Guitar Hero. I played the heck out of it.
That's way too quick.
I wasn't particularly any good at it.
Okay, so he's got. Let's see here. I already went that far back on that. Can I do teeth out?
Actually, I played quite a bit of DDR too. I had one DDR pads. I actually had two of them. Two people to play some games.
Oh, I missed an L on here.
Me, Colonel.
Not played DDR.
I remember when I was in my senior year, we played a crap load of DDR, and me and my buddy would take turns, and I would wear myself out, and then I would work on the storyboarding and scripting for a video in our AV class. Mm-hmm. And so I was writing up a full script for a 15-minute video we ended up making. So my initial jump into video creation 18 years ago.
It's a long time.
I was big in cinematography then. I just didn't do anything with it until like 12 years later.
Yeah. I remember at the height of my DDR nonsense, I did the original DDR that came out on the PlayStation 1 or 2, I can't remember. I did the entire catalog of songs in a row, non-stop, twice through. And that was a much younger, far more in shape me.
That's why when I said Darude Sandstorm, when you don't remember it, that bugs me.
That wasn't on the original. I remember Afro Nova and Miracle and
Darude Sandstorm was, I'm pretty sure, the first, because that was the one I ever played.
Well, it was whichever one had Afro Nova and Miracle.
They're probably on there. There's more than 2 songs.
Oh, that's the ones I remember. Or Drop the Bomb. That one was on there.
You probably were like Sweet Home Alabama and like whatever other weird Kentucky music you guys got going.
Oh, the RDR was special.
Was it like Johnny Cash? Falling to burning on fire.
Colonel Sanders.
What's that one South Park episode where he's dancing to like a heartache or something?
Holy shit.
He's just like, don't break my heart, Mike, you break your heart. That would be the GDR song I'm dancing to.
You'd probably do the Macarena with it, where there's only 2 steps, and that was at the end when they clap, and you have to churn.
History's trying to forget that song existed.
That was for people that realized they couldn't step worth crap, so they did all the dance moves by just going like this.
I remember doing a lot of the Macarena in middle school. That was very much a middle school thing for me. Oh, anyone young enough, don't look up the Macarena. You'll only taunt it to try to come back, and if it never comes back, we'll have to burn the planet. I just be done with it. It's too much.
You know, now that I think about it, Achy Breaky, like I had a lot of weddings I had to go to when I was younger, and that was always played. Like,
Achy Breaky Heart at weddings?
I don't know why. I remember hearing it 100 different times at weddings.
That seems like a song you don't want to play at a wedding.
But it was because everybody could dance, and it was always people dancing. And I remember like at least 3 different weddings that had that song played, and everybody going yeah. And then, and I'm not young, I guess, and impressionable, and so now I can't forget it.
Oh no, you can never forget the things from me. Hey, carnival dancing, that's great. That's actually great because you can put lots of cute characters in that. That's all that is. It's cute cartoon and anime characters dancing to that song, and it's always adorable. And maybe I'm only saying that because I've seen a lot of versions with ponies, and it makes me smile. But I mean, it is what it is. So, no. Caramel dancing can keep going. Just don't bring back the Macarena.
I brought it before, but I know it's not going to work here. But with the breakdown, or get down. I want to see if I can at least find a thing on my phone here of it, because I know it's not going to play on here because it's the internet is stupid. And actually, no, if I play YouTube, it's going to cut out the music here because it's going to see both accounts.
No.
Premium has its limitations. I can't just play 100 different videos across the internet and just let them run in the background.
I do that without.
Because that's the thing with YouTube Premium is I can play a video and shut my phone off. It'll keep playing the video. Mm-hmm. Well, if you don't have Premium, it will stop the video. Mm-hmm. So.
Holy.
bring back that a little bit. We'll do that and that.
Holy gee.
I think I want to have it open a little less. I'm just going to put it open a little bit. I'm going to do it like this. Oh, you know what? I know what the problem is. I am not holding this long enough. Go from here. Hmm?
I feel like children are surrounding the house and just screaming. It's an invasion.
You're gonna probably be one of those weirdos at a pony convention that's like yells in the kids' room, "Get out of our convention!"
I'm hoping that I don't become like an old man one day who's just chasing kids off his lawn. But I feel like it's already happening bit by bit. Like I'm just building that old man. Because I know if they're on my lawn and they get hurt, then it's on me. I don't want to have to deal with that. I mean, you want to let them play on the lawn, sure. But when they start digging a hole.
Michael, this isn't Kentucky.
I mean, I dug in a lot of holes when I was a kid.
It's like,
You get a stick and you start digging.
when I was watching a thing with Trevor Noah, and he was talking about, like, what was your favorite toy growing up? And he says, a brick.
Right?
He goes, because you can make it a car. And it's just like, whoa, and then everybody want the best brick, because you ram them into each other, and you want the best quality brick. And it's like, just the quality of growing up. I mean, I know in Kentucky you were poorer than that, so you probably just used dirt.
Well, I remember I got a lot of trouble one time, and here's a story. Like, we used to play in the woods a lot when I was a kid. But I was in a trailer park, right? And I was surrounded by woods of people who had the kind of money to be able to afford land with a lot of wooded area. But we went to the woods. It wasn't anybody's property except the person who clearly owned it. But one time I went in there and we saw these dead trees around, right? And we were kids and we wanted to feel super strong, and the roots in the trees were all dead. So we went through the woods and we started pushing them all over. Like we would find a tree and we would push until it would tumble over and collapse. And we felt, yeah, we knocked over a tree with our bare hands. Come to find out that all those trees had shallow roots because somebody had recently planted. And we entertained ourselves by killing every last one of them. Yeah. It's pretty awful. They look dead to me. I'm still convinced to this day that they're dead, but the person who owned the land was not dead. That's the story of how poor kids entertain themselves. They go into the forest, they knock down dead trees. We tried to build a treehouse once too, and that got taken out in the way. Because when you're a child, you don't really completely understand the logic behind property ownership. You just see woods and woods. You don't think about anybody actually owning those woods. You shake your head like you were a bad child.
You never grew up from that.
Don't go in the woods and just start nailing stuff to trees.
Jesus.
Remember, we went really far into the woods and found this old house completely overgrown. It had been gutted, but it looked like whoever lived there last just left in a hurry because a lot of the TV was still in there. There were still old beds in there. Like the house had completely been abandoned. There were like still shoes by the door and stuff. But we'd go to this house and we would like explore it from time to time. We'd always get freaked out because we were convinced it was haunted.
Holy Jesus.
We eventually, poor children, weren't allowed to stay inside because my parents were the kind who didn't really want us in the house because we were a lot. So we would spend most of our time outside. And of course, there was that whole mentality: you want your kids outside playing, you don't want them inside playing video games all day. But I'm still to this day convinced.
That's why I don't know why you're wearing glasses.
Huh?
Then why are you wearing glasses?
Why, I didn't start wearing them until about not even a year
The
ago.
one of the leading what they consider to be the leading causes of corrective lenses in anybody is lack of vitamin D for or whatever the sun gives when they're younger.
I got lots of vitamin D when I was a kid. I just stopped getting it as an adult because I don't.
But it's developmental issues. It's when you're a kid that it mattered.
No, I really don't need these glasses. Like I can drive without them.
Well, yeah, because everything is you just need to see an object.
You're
not needing to read a book.
A few months ago.
But if I were to just go and put something up on the TV without your glasses on right now, Jackbox.
I mean, it's probably my blood pressure to be honest.
If we put Jackbox on the TV, would you be able to read it from there?
No, not from here.
Well, then that's you need glasses.
Yeah. I don't know, my dad has glasses. As far as I'm sure he's picked out what I didn't get to. Because my grandfather was a monster, to my understanding. He died when I was 7, so I didn't really know him, but every story I hear is something of monsters. But, I don't know. But I'm still to this day convinced the whole thing of parents making their kids go outside to play because it's good for them was just a means to get rid of their children. Because they weren't going outside to play. It's so good for me. Why were they staying indoors? Doesn't seem to add up.
Jesus.
He just wanted us out of the house.
Yeah.
Holy
That's
Jesus.
the truth of it.
Adults need breaks too.
Breaks for what?
Kids aren't the only ones that get
great.
recess. Recess for kids is to get away from work. What do parents send the kids outside as their recess?
What? It was my company. Not wasn't for them. I don't understand. I'm amazing.
Well, considering I know your company pretty well now, so.
Fair enough.
Jesus. Holy Jesus.
I tell you though, my brothers were nightmares.
Holy Jesus.
I was a pretty calm kid with my
Holy.
brothers. They were tornadoes. They like taking video game controllers and using them as ropes. A lot of video game controllers got destroyed that way. They would tie into like bedposts and stuff and swing them.
Holy. Jesus. Holy. Holy. Holy.
Kids sound great, right?
I don't want any.
I'm aware.
Holy Jesus.
You might play with your ponies and then what?
Holy Jesus. 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 Holy Jesus.
You know, I think the one great thing about having a kid would be is you get to like share all your favorite movies and stuff with them, and it's always going to be the first time they've ever seen anything. That face.
Yeah, it's the first time they've seen it.
Yeah.
But if you were to show your parents the MOP movie, would they have the same glisten in their eye that you have?
No, I already did that. We watched it together.
Yeah. So you're expecting that anything you show a child, they're going to show the same interest that you have in something.
Yeah, if they don't, they're
No, you're going to be horribly disappointed. When you
I can
realize
grab my child. It's like, what do you mean you didn't like Star Wars? You're grounded for like 3 months. You can come down and you like Star Wars.
So I can see you like your hope you want. Yeah, you remember Dr. Evil? You want a mini me. You want a clone so that they like everything that you like. But then something's going to go horribly wrong and they're just going to be growling at you and you're going to have to bat it.
It's going to be...
No turning on Twilight. Bad.
I like how my child is apparently just some gremlin monster who runs around and chews on things. It's wonderful. I'm just going to shake them off.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Babies. Chicken.
Holy Jesus. Bite me.
Okay, for his motion here, for one, I do not want to lose the lip sync, so I'm going to copy this. Okay.
Bite me. Bite me.
We'll go down a little bit and
Bite me. Bite. Bite.
I'm going to put him lower on the spine than that. I'm going to get him a little bit like that. A little lower. Got to get his head up balanced.
Bite me. Bite. Bite me.
Okay. And those two I don't selected. So, forgot he's going to have other motion in there. But, I can just do this. That's fine.
Bite me, Colonel. Bite me.
You bouncing.
No, I did that wrong. I need to actually spread it out.
Bite me. Bite me, Colonel. Bite me.
So for this part, we need to have him... Actually, you know what? I think I am going to just lock everything into having no random motion. Because with what I want, or how I want to do this, it's going to make it difficult if I don't do that.
Bite me, Colonel.
Okay, I'll just say that this is good for that. So, okay.
Bite me.
Because now I can take this part. I just want to have him pull back a little bit, so we're going to just do that.
Bite me. Bite me.
But I want to have his head be up a little bit more.
Bite me.
Earlier today, I was thinking about bringing my my Bluetooth speaker outside just to play the audio. I'm like, well, I don't want to be loud for people. Well, now I know I can.
Well, they're doing it.
Well, they're out there yelling. That's the thing. So it is so nice out today, though.
Well, you're just worried about certain neighbors.
Yeah, but that'll be fixed when I get the panels. But that's probably another 3 weeks.
Hopefully.
Oh no, if that doesn't do it, then I'm not gonna care.
Bite me. Bite me, Colonel.
Okay, what do I want to do with Rathalos from here, though? Oh, yeah, there.
Bite me, Colonel. Bite me, Colonel. Colonel Sanders. Colonel.
Doesn't matter. So I'm going to take a little bit more back here. And I'm going to use it to just turn them a tiny bit.
Colonel. Bite me, Colonel. Colonel. Bite me, Colonel.
Actually, while I am doing this, where is chicken? I don't have chicken.
Colonel Sanders.
Chicken is he in the same position?
Yeah, I move around.
Colonel Sanders.
Well, I want to make sure, so if this is the same chicken head. Okay, so I'm going to take whatever he's looking at right now as the base positioning for his eyes. So I'm going to say this is where he's looking. Okay. So now I probably should have his head brought down a little bit because it's a little high. One. Okay. And his eyes down. Okay. Now his eyes don't. Oh, his head turned. That's why it doesn't match up. Technically, they probably should be squeezed in a little bit, but I'll just leave it.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Just a rapid movement.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders.
And then this, I'm going to pull him back up basically the whole way.
Colonel Sanders.
I feel sorry for anybody who's actually named Alexa. It must be so confusing for them in this world.
The only reason that somebody would be named Alexa is probably if their name was, if after Alexa came out. Like the Alexa, Bixby, Galaxy, that's one I don't understand. Bixby is Samsung's.
Okay.
And there was one other one. But it's normal. Like the reason that they did Alexa or Bixby is because the last thing you need to do is have somebody say a random word and have it be detected as what would come up. So it's about finding words that would never be said.
I feel like there's one guy in the world whose father was like a mathematician named Google, and everybody just like, hey Google. And
But no,
it's just like,
but that's what I don't understand is hey Google. I can understand the hey Google part, but Google otherwise is a term that people use.
Mm-hmm.
So that I don't like, but I understand why they did because it's a name brand. But at the same time, having that separated, you're going to confuse the hell out of people. Because or you're going to be annoying when somebody says in a mid-conversation just a random word and it sets it off. That's why Alexa is as it is, because there's not many people that would be named that.
It was pretty funny.
For words.
I was watching Jay in a stream
Colonel
and he was trying to set
Sanders.
his alarm on his phone.
Colonel Sanders.
He's just like, hey Google, set alarm for 4:30, and he set my alarm. I'm like, Jay, no. Set my alarm.
Colonel Sanders.
Well, Why'd you do that?
You can change it. You can edit it so that it responds to a different command. But why bother?
Why haven't you even had this say like, "Hey muffins"?
I already reprogrammed mine to say that Derpy's best pony.
Yeah, but not like where you call it out to activate it.
I think you can actually get it to change the voice and stuff too, so maybe I'll look into it. Just have a Derpy voice.
You should rename it Kyle.
Just confuse the crap out of him every time.
Or
Just be like, hey Kyle, what time is it?
or just
Hey, what time do you got?
just rename it to some kind of yell.
Yeah.
And then just see if randomly when playing like 7 Days to Die, like if you just set it up.
Every time I scream, it just sets it all. That's the fun thing about the Google. I don't know if you can reprogram the Alexa or whatever as much as you can the Google.
Probably. Everybody's going to be a little different. They're going to, if they were all identical, then what would be the reason to buy one over another?
The only thing I can think of is different music streaming services.
Sanders.
Like with the Google, I don't have like Amazon is nice because if you have an Amazon account,
Colonel
like
Sanders.
a proper one, Prime, you can tie that into unlimited music. So if you have like an Amazon Prime account, you also have like an Amazon Music account by default, which is nice. But with the Google, I have to go through Spotify. I can achieve the same thing, but if you already have like a...
But what about Google Play?
Oh, they got that too, but I use Spotify.
Google Play is YouTube. They're actually the same library. I can go if I go to Google Play, I still get everything paid.
I guess it just matters. If you have an Amazon Prime, then I guess you'd probably want the Alexa. But if you have a Google Play, I guess you'd want the Google. Or
But
YouTube.
if you're gonna go off of that, then Amazon's better just because you get more stuff. But at the same time, I like how Google works. I don't like how Amazon works in terms of all their different. Like Amazon feels like it's all trying to be under one umbrella, but they don't really interconnect well. It feels like a bunch of products all like stacked on top of each other. While Google feels a little bit more interconnected.
I mean, I got the Google.
Make me
one.
Colonel Sanders.
I have had fun with it.
Okay, when your eyes there is a little terrible. Why are your eyes? Your eyes were supposed to be like play-headed.
I mostly just use it as a timer. That's all I use my Google one for.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know if you can hear it from the bedroom or not.
Actually, in here he's going eh 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 eh.
He's gonna bite.
Beatboxing. Eh, eh. Make sure. I think I lost the eye positioning here, so I'm gonna go back down to where it should be. Let's see, right here.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
I'll blend to that probably.
Bite me. 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 Bite me, Colonel Sam. Colonel Sam. Bite me.
No, that is the one thing I haven't seen around here. I don't think I've seen a KFC around here at all.
Most of them closed. I can't think of where one is nearby.
It's all Cane's chicken that I hear about anyways. I don't even know.
No, there's just one down by Mitch.
It's just that's the only one.
That's the only one I know
They
of.
advertise all over the place.
Yeah, there's one down by Mitch, and I think there might be one at the Mall of America now. There's a Popeye some places.
Popeyes is good. I've never had Cane's, but Popeyes is better than KFC. I know that much.
It's like saying that like Red Robin is better than McDonald's.
They're both fast food.
Yeah, I know,
Like,
but one's
Popeyes
fast food.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
You don't understand.
Colonel
Popeyes is a class
Sanders.
above those Kentucky Fried Chicken burgers.
You just weirded out because it's like your hometown specialty.
Is it? I do not like KFC.
Sanders.
Good fried chicken. I think it used to be better. But then
Sanders.
they changed the oil. I just don't.
Bite
I
me.
get why they changed the oil.
Bite me.
But who goes to KFC to eat healthy? Who was thinking to themselves, I would eat more deep fried chicken if they just used a lower fat oil? Like,
It's called their marketing being stupid, and they're like, that's what people want, so let's give it to them. No, what they should have done was they should have doubled down
I mean,
and been
nobody's
like,
going to
we added extra grease to our grease.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because
Bite me.
nobody is going to KFC to eat healthy.
Bite.
And anybody who was is lying to themselves.
Bite me.
Even now.
Bite me.
I don't know. Just not a fan.
Bite me.
They actually use proper seasoning in Popeyes.
Bite me. Bite.
I'll have to try it. Sometime if we're ever down by Mitch. I don't know.
I've had it before.
Better than Popeyes or
Popeyes, the only time I ever ate there, I got like food poisoning, so I never went back.
Popeyes?
Yeah.
I thought they were the high class chicken.
No, we were talking about something else. I think we were talking about Cane's. No, it's no, I had a bad experience with them, so I just never went back.
My mom's the same way with Arby's. She had a bad experience with some Arby's sandwiches one time, and it took her like
Bite me.
8 years to want to eat there again.
Bite me.
She said she did, like the next time she went back, she was fine, but
Bite me.
it's just that one bag that turned you off for a very long time.
It's like the reason I can't drink brandy because I had a friend puke on me after drinking a bunch of brandy, and so now I associate the two together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I had a bad experience, and now my brain is just telling me that it's bad.
Bite me.
So I never had any interest in Popeyes. But normally I'm not a fan. If I'm gonna just have like chicken like that, I'll just get like, something cheap. I don't care.
But you make pretty decent fried chicken, though you put like cornflakes or something on it.
I didn't like it with the paprika the last time, but the time before that was good. But also I soaked mine in salt water for a while, but I think the grilled chicken last time or the other day was a lot better.
I think the difference is you
Bite
use
me.
cornflakes and what else? Like cracker crumbs?
Breadcrumbs, I just mix the two.
Breadcrumbs? Like growing up, it was always just flour.
I do those two, but I also mix in like some kind of seasonings or like
Yeah,
whatever.
The seasoning can be whatever. Normally I would just add Creole seasoning because it's good. And,
bite me, Colonel Sanders. Bite me, Colonel.
It's essentially what
Bite me.
It's just Creole seasoning.
Me.
I'll smooth this a little bit. I think it's a little too fast moving.
Bite me, Colonel. Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
No. Something I ever saw back in Kentucky.
Colonel Sanders. Bite me, Colonel Sanders. Bite me, Colonel Sanders. Colonel.
I think pork chops I used to see ground up crackers.
They're all carbs. It's all the important thing was.
Colonel.
I wonder if you use like a cornmeal. You think that'd be good?
Colonel Sanders. Bite me, Colonel.
Never know until you try. A lot of the stuff I've been doing, I just guesswork.
Me, Colonel Sanders.
Essentially would be like fried chicken, but with like the layer on a corn dog.
But fried chicken requires frying.
I mean, to a point.
We could do that here. We have like a pan like this, just fill it with grease and get it to like dangerously boiling, and then just start tossing stuff in. Like,
and just tend to the burns after.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we both worked at McDonald's for years. We all had grease burns.
My job to clean out the traps.
Yeah, I did. I was the oven for on closing night. I would have to pull out that like weird, almost like neon glowing green liquid that they'd have to toss on there and then scrape it down.
I was actually my job to
smelled like cancer.
I had like this big tub.
Colonel Sanders.
I had to drain out all the grease and it went through this giant filter. This giant white filter I had to throw out after the end of the night. And
Colonel
filter all the grease, fill all the things back up. But then I had to go inside, and with it still hot, and start take a scouring pad or
Colonel
wool and just kind of scrape off some the grease.
Colonel
and I always burn myself every time. But I just got used to it.
Colonel Bite me, Colonel.
Those jobs aren't
Colonel Sanders. Me, Colonel.
They take a lot of skilled labor, but they're not. It doesn't make them any easier.
No, the job sucks.
Me, Colonel.
I hated working at McDonald's. I met a lot of really nice people and learned a lot of good life lessons, and I also gained a lot of patience for fast food workers. When you're being paid minimal to do a shitty job, you're not going to care.
I feel like everybody needs to work in the service industry
Me,
for
Colonel.
at least a couple years, just to know not to be a dick to service workers.
Well,
Some people can be just outright awful.
Or at least you can learn when
Gain perspective.
or when they are actually being an ass. Where it's like you are still performing a duty, so you do that duty.
Yeah.
But there's just those people that it's I'm not going to ask you to go above and beyond for $5 an hour.
No,
Colonel Sanders.
McDonald's and having my fair share of
Me.
Customers come in just throwing irate fits about things that had nothing to do with anything. It's like the craziest thing was just one customer coming in and screaming at
Colonel Sanders.
Food wasn't hot when she got home.
Me, Colonel Sanders.
That her house was an hour away from the
Bite
me. Drive all the way back.
Me.
I'm just like, it's gonna be cold if it took an hour to get home. They reheat it in the microwave.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
I don't know what to tell you.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
She brought it all
Colonel.
Just people like that. I don't know.
Colonel.
My favorite customers were the ones that we had this one lady that would always go through the drive-thru, and she'd order 2 Big Macs and 2 large fries and then a large Diet Coke. and then she'd pull up to the drive-through, and she would have like the tubes in her nose and an oxygen tank in her other seat, and she'd be super big. And we're like, good thing you got that Diet Coke.
That says she can eat the second Big Mac.
Yeah, you gotta wash it down.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders. Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
I understand that some people struggle with the weight, but if you're that
Colonel
and your first reaction is to eat 2 Big Macs, at that point it's your fault.
Bite me.
There's the parents that would come in there like 3 to 4 times a week with their kids, and that was their like dinner for their kids because they were just didn't want to cook. So they buy them all Happy Meals every time, and
bite me, Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders.
Because that's not even the kid's fault. That's the parents' fault. I mean, if your kid is like
Sanders. Colonel Sanders.
Huge, and he's 10 years old, that's completely on the parent.
But little Franklin likes his chocolate.
Colonel Sanders.
And I feel sorry for the kid because they're probably going to be struggling
Sanders.
with the rest of their lives.
Colonel Sanders.
There's been some studies that were saying that a lot, the way that you build your body out when you're younger kind of like creates the template for your body when you're older. So if you put on a lot of weight when you're younger, you're going to have harder times losing the weight later because your body is just built for it. You can, but you're going to have to put more effort into it. But if you're young and you keep your weight low when you're like early 20s, you're going to have a harder time putting on that weight. Your body's going to, you can't just suddenly explode because your body's got to adjust to it. So it's going to keep the fat lower.
Sanders.
Yeah, I'm
bite me.
Trying to work on it. It ain't easy.
That's why it's good. It's to be good to be healthy, but thin does not mean healthy.
Yeah, but at least it gets you a date.
Well, then you don't care about healthy. Well, obviously, I know you don't care about healthy.
You say as I finish off my second drink.
Well,
After my 4 slices of pizza.
Yeah, but that was tasty.
It was tasty.
Bite me, Colonel.
I think I forgot to put the eyes in there, but I can mix those.
Colonel Sanders. Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Sometimes somebody comes up to me, he's like,
Colonel Sanders.
Wait, but I just can't do
Colonel
it.
Sanders.
Strangle.
The cord?
No, just anyone
Oh.
like comes up to me like that. Like I just can't put on
Sanders.
weight. It's like that's interesting. Can I throw you into a nearby furnace?
Because they're also used to probably eating much healthier things than you do.
Maybe.
You're saying it was so difficult, but then yes, 4 slices of pizza and other things. The diet is a big thing in it too.
I had apples for lunch, and they drove me
How many
insane.
apples?
Like 3, but that's not even a full glass of like cider. 3 apples do not make a lot.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Fruit's just water.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
That hasn't been juiced
Bite me,
yet.
Colonel
Juice
Sanders.
that hasn't been juiced. It's not
Bite me.
filling.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Okay, I still got to touch him a little bit, but I want to get this one figured out a little bit.
Holy Jesus.
I still don't think his eyes are matched up. Actually, he's not even in focus.
The chicken's the
Oh, he
star.
is. That's not in there. I still don't think this matches up. Yeah, it's not. Still a little bit to the right. Or his right. That's better.
Holy. Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus.
That'll work.
Okay. It does not like that chicken.
Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. Holy Jesus. Holy. Holy Jesus.
It's the best question I think anyone's ever asked. I think that's the best question anyone's ever asked.
Oh, Sigmat. So I, if you haven't been on before, I run a, apparently it doesn't like that too. That's my music. Hold on. I'll put that over there. So I run a Twitter account called Rathlo Says, and so I just make stupid Rathlo stuff, but I haven't made anything since March 17th, so I'm a little behind. So, but I make random little animations and stuff. But it's just a fun little joke thing. And so that's what this is, really. It's just about making content for this. And the whole idea behind it is there's audio of Francis. And from Left 4 Dead, and I just mix it with him, and that, so it's just whatever I can do to make that audio fit into a video. So I just had some audio
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
of Bite Me, Colonel Sanders. So I thought, well, chicken. So we threw a chicken in there. Then we made the chicken evil.
It's evil. Just because you have fire
Jesus.
from your eyes or something like evil.
But now, but then I just followed it up with like him saying "Holy Jesus."
I
So
think that chicken does charity work when he's not scaring dragons away. Look at him.
Sanders.
It is.
it is one terrifying chicken.
Bite me, Colonel
It's
Sanders.
just preparing itself. That's how generous it is. It's just like setting itself on fire so it's ready and tasty.
Like, if I had more time, I would like to just show the chicken, then just have Rathel staring at him, and then go back to the chicken again, and then have him say that. I mean, you could. You just do.
That's entirely up to you.
You do. I did that backwards.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
And then you have one.
Holy Jesus.
It kind of works.
It does.
I wonder if I did that, if I can shorten these up.
Show that cold night air.
It's too much. It's too quick. I'll stick with 50.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah. You tell that chicken.
Well, if I was going to do this, I would do. See, now he has an idol.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
Look into my eyes. You will see my hate for chickens.
Rathos almost always has his mouth open. That was one of the things that I like to do too with him is in the actual game, he almost always has his mouth open when fighting him, so I like to keep his mouth closed so he feels more, I guess, human-esque. Okay, I'm gonna grab all of him and we're gonna just hit with a good old dab and a smooth. Except for on these edges here, that's just gonna get complicated.
A good old dab and a smooth. Sounds like some 1920s terminology right there.
We're gonna take a little Indian red. We're gonna we got a clean out brush here. Just like going in the corner like
just imagine Bob Ross just painting a portrait of Rathalos now. This seems a little out of your wheelhouse. Yeah.
We're actually gonna slow down some of those motions here. Usually just some smooths will do. No, it feels like if some of the stuff I say when I'm doing streams, if I just said it like in a Bob Ross voice, it would work. Like, and we're just gonna hit it right here with a couple layers of smooth. Yeah, look at that. Some good, happy little faces. Look at that.
Pretty controversial. But I didn't think Bob Ross's paintings were all that impressive. I thought what was impressive was how quickly he made them.
And do you know how many he made of each painting?
Of each one?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were all ones, right? He made 3 of all of them?
Yep. He made one beforehand, and then he made one that was donated, and then the one that was done live.
So he knew exactly what he was going to do before he actually did
Not
it.
really, but he made 3 of every single painting. They were almost identical every time. But they were all 3 unique paintings. But yeah, it was...
That makes sense.
No, I thought his paintings were gorgeous for somebody that could take... It's one of those things where, like,
with...
with...
done in like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, something like that. Well, yeah, but...
That was impressive.
One of the things with animation is that you can know what an end product is going to look like, but it's how do you get there with the tools you're given? And for him, how do you draw a mountain with a brush? And, like...
Well, I mean... Every painter's done that.
I know, but the way that he could take something where you can look at it and not know what the hell he's doing, and then like he goes and draws a big black line through the middle of it, and you're like, no, and then you see what he turns it into, and so it's being able to look ahead and see what you want it to be and knowing how to get there.
Well, that's what the first painting was for, I'd imagine.
No, because he knows what he was doing.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying he didn't.
But no, he always did 3, and it was because I know there was some charity things and whatever, but he always did 3 of everything.
It was always landscapes. Like, I would like to see one painting of his that's not a landscape painting.
He had a person in one of those.
Yeah.
But no, that's the thing is I loved his paintings because those are the kind of paintings I like, just landscape
I
ones.
like landscapes. I know, I like something's gotta be happening. Like, I like pictures where or life is happening. And landscapes they just feel desolate to me.
I'm gonna keep it like that.
But yeah, one of the appeals of Bob Ross was always just kind of listening to him and watching him paint, and it was just oddly hypnotizing. I think that was the bigger appeal of Bob Ross. It was just, you could just sit back, watch him, and be just relaxed. Be relaxed. And then there were some people who liked to follow along and try to copy what he was doing.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
I almost want to get like a little white beard for him.
Chicken? Oh. Yeah, it's been a pair of little glasses.
There's like little noises you can get for him, and I always want to see if I can just get like a like not a growl, but like a curious hum. But
Bite me.
I don't know whether I keep this or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, let's take it out later. What's the temperature supposed to drop to tonight? Because I can already feel the air getting colder.
And that's just because it's low humidity. But it's gonna probably get like into the 40s. It's supposed to get down to the 30s and 40s the next couple days again.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Wait, is this the front that followed the storm last night? No, it's just gonna burn right out.
Crazy.
It's not summer yet. It's not spring yet. We're still in
It
winter.
is spring.
No, we're just at the very tail end of winter.
Winter's over.
No, this is Minnesota.
I know this is Minnesota.
Minnesota has 6 months of winter. Then we have like 2 months of fall and spring, and then we have like 1 month of summer.
Well, rats. So I haven't survived the winter yet. You're telling me? It was so nice today. I wanted to stay like it is. Just the whole year. But you have to live in California for that to happen.
No, I don't even know if it matters which buck I'm grabbing here, but I'm just grabbing random ones. Oh. Oh, I thought I hit that perfect, but I didn't.
Bite me, Colonel Sanders.
I wonder if I can find an insult for him to throw in just right at the end there. Like, so a good context. I don't know. I'll worry about that later. I'll try to finish it up in the next couple of days, but I am out of time for today. So, weird. Yeah, it hit 64 today. It hit 70.
Yeah, they said it hit 70 in some parts.
Yeah, not here.
In some parts of the Twin Cities, that's what they said.
Yeah, we're not in that part. It hit 64 today. It's supposed to get 45 overnight. 52 is the high tomorrow.
I like that.
And then we hit 41 on Thursday as the high. And then we hit 37. And we're hitting snow on Sunday.
It made me sad. I couldn't.
I remember in fall, you were like, I don't know what you guys are talking about with bad Minnesota weather. This is pretty nice.
It was.
Yeah.
What's that new snowing in the spring for, though?
But when it was super, super hot, and then you get this. This is actually cool.
It's never super hot here. It wasn't last summer.
But you came late summer.
It was June.
Yeah, that's the beginning of winter. Is it June?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought it was like August. I don't know. But yeah, I will be done. I will be back on Friday. I'm going to try to get that done maybe tomorrow or something. So, just again, have a good week and all that. Have a kitty. EBS, meow. Later, Sig Bath. Later, everyone. Have a good weekend. Or weekend. It's Tuesday. Have a good week. Blah. When's Friday?